I'm what they call a
Hello
hardware
there,
hacker.
and welcome to the Improvatars. I am your lovely
I
host,
actually kind of like
Calamander.
being this height. I feel important.
Tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. I've started the stream, and we are going to have one of our Improvatars, Disco Jesus, come out here and do just a little bit of open mic, probably about 10 minutes. And then we'll get the show started after he introduces all the cast. So, yeah, it'll be a little bit different. We're just trying it out. We're going to warm people up. We're going to warm Zarnia up, and we are going to warm Z-Man up. And after that, we're going to do our normal, amazing improv show called The Improvatars, live at the High Theater. So, without any further host, here comes your warm-up for the night, Disco Jesus. I'm going to get backstage and let him introduce everybody when he is ready. So, go ahead, Disco.
Cause me when I'm trying to send invites. Send your invites, everybody. Let's get some people out here. What's up, everybody? How we doing tonight? Yeah, we're doing something a little bit different tonight. We're gonna do a little crowd warm up. We're gonna see if that actually, does anything, if it helps at all, right? So happy Pride, happy Pride, happy Pride. You guys okay back there?
No.
Happy Pride, everybody celebrating Pride Month. Throw some rainbow emojis in the chats and all in the comments and everything, because it's that time of the year where everybody puts out all the rainbow bunting and does their carols. 'Tis the season to be fabulous. Fa la 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 la, jazz hands. I mean, okay. I'm a straight white dude. I understand. I probably shouldn't, especially this month, try to, I probably shouldn't be doing jokes about sexual orientation and stuff like that. Leave that to the professionals. But, since you're going to put pronouns and labels on everything, my pronouns are dumb ass. So we're just going to keep right on going. Several years ago, I played in a cover band. I was a bass guitar player in this little three-piece sort of rock cover band. It was a really fun time. Basically, we got together once a week, and we told everybody that we were getting together to play music, but it was really just an excuse for all of us to kind of get together and bitch about work for a couple hours, and then occasionally play something that sounded vaguely like music. But we treated our little jam sessions kind of like a combination sort of rock concert / radio hour. Like, we called ourselves Sour Revenge, and I would do these sorts of radio calls like, "You're listening to the Sour Revenge Marathon on WSUK. The suck," just to have a little bit of fun. Well, one of these times, our drummer looks over, and after I said something particularly good or whatever, as I want to do, he said, "Disco, you're gay." Now, I understand the guys that I was playing with, they're a little bit older, a little whiter, a little bit more conservative than I am, so I understand that they might find that a little bit funnier than I did. If you're going to come out and roast me, I'm one of those people that comes back with the most pure and strongest of American values: victory through superior firepower. And so I got up on that microphone, and I looked back at my drummer, and I said, "Just because I like dick in my butt, it doesn't make me gay. It's only gay if your balls touch." Fast forward a couple of weeks, I'm at work. Our guitar player comes in, and he says, "Disco, Disco, Disco, I got to tell you something." Now, before I continue, the thing you have to understand about our guitar player was he recorded all of our little jam sessions, and he would give us CDs and send us and give us the CDs so that we could listen to ourselves later. And so he goes on to tell this story about how he was driving from Cincinnati, Ohio to Detroit, Michigan with his in-laws, who were even whiter and more conservative than he is, right? And they got about an hour or so into the drive. And from Cincinnati to Detroit, it's about 4.5 hours. So they're not far in. And they said, "Hey, why don't you go ahead and put one of your Sour Revenge CDs in?" And he just grabbed the first one that was in the stack, not thinking what was going on. And he ended up telling me, he said, "That was the longest drive of my life. It was 3 hours of the most uncomfortable silence when it got to the point where you said, 'It's only gay if your balls touch.'" So These days, I travel a lot for work. I work with industrial robots, and so every once in a while, I've got to get up early and travel out to a customer to go work on some things. And so on this particular day, a little while back, I had to get up at the asshole of dawn. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with the asshole of dawn, if you guys are familiar with the ass crack of dawn, you're in the right same sort of area. The asshole's a little bit farther down, a little bit darker, and it's not everybody's particular flavor, but those that like it can't get enough of it. And they're leaving the rest of us standing around like, y'all some nasty motherfuckers for wanting to be all up in that bit. So anyway, I get up at the asshole of dawn. I go drive from my house to the office. It's about an hour drive, take about 2 hours driving out to the customer. So I'm already 3 hours into this thing, and it's barely even light yet. And we get to the customer site, and the customer's like, sorry, I wish somebody would have told you there's nothing for you guys to do here. You guys need to turn around and go home. I'm like, I was disappointed because basically I wasted 6 hours of a perfectly good Sunday that I could have been doing anything else that was more productive, like sleeping in or nursing a well-earned hangover, right? But no, I had to get up and drive and go all of this way just to be told to turn around and come back home. But at least I got a nice bit about having to take a shit in a truck stop bathroom out of it. So, it wasn't a whole total loss. So I spend a lot of time in truck stops. As someone who's on the road, these truck stops are these venerable oases of refreshment, respite, and relief for many, many travelers of all types, right? And so on this particular trip, I did something I don't normally do, which is drink coffee. Okay, I had a cup of coffee that morning. And anybody who knows that people of a certain age, when that hot brown gets in your system, it's just a matter of time before there's a load of hot brown that's looking to knock on the door and try and get its way out. And you're not going to get a whole lot of warning, and you're not going to have a whole lot of time when that thing comes a-calling. So anyway, we ended up pulling over to a truck stop. I walk into the restroom only to find that all the stalls were full. And I'm sitting here going, shit. Well, no shit. Not yet anyway, right? So, when you're in these sort of stressful situations, your mind does some weird things. It starts kind of going through, okay, like what are your options? What are my options? Can I sneak into the ladies' room? No, this is a truck stop. It's a busy truck stop, especially, so that's not going to work. And I quickly, I'm trying to think, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. This is the kind of places I go for work, the kind of places where it's like next stop 80 miles. I don't have that kind of time or rectal fortitude to last that long with, a good, nice, hot, dark cup knocking on the back door. And so my mind starts going into like looking for any sort of ray of hope, anything that's going on. So I start looking and listening. You know how it is when you're waiting for the restroom and you hear like the